guys, first and foremost, welcome, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here, because you could be anywhere, right? And in our noisy world, in our noisy environment today, it's really hard to sift and sort through our priorities when somebody invites you somewhere to say, oh, this is real, because we could say yes to so many things. And as Arthur and I are learning in life, that the star that so many of us moms used to wear with so much pride of busyness is actually the biggest detriment to all of us, because we really don't want to be busy. We want to have purpose, right? And really make sure what we're doing is moving the needle forward in our life. Many of you guys know Arthur and I are physical therapists, and we have treated and seen patients with devastating injuries of stroke, traumatic brain injury, concussion, cancer. We've had patients pass, and it's all very difficult. But what we know is we definitely don't want our lives to pass without making sure that we have put our mark out there and everybody knows that, oh my gosh, yeah, they help this biohacking movement. They help put activation on the map. They help change the way people become the CEO of their own health, right? And so I hope for all of you, no matter what you're doing in your life, feel like right now you're leading with purpose and not just running the rat race that so much of us are kind of caught in at times. Because especially with even the events of yesterday, right? We just never know when our last day is our last day, right? So briefly, let me just tell my story. So again, Kelly and Arthur, welcome. I think everybody knows us. Hello out there. We are recording this, so thanks for joining and sharing for those of you out there as well. But I just want to take you back to a day at work that I had about 4 years ago. And it was, started off like any other day. I was at the office, I was treating patients, and late in the morning I got a call from our youngest daughter, and we have 4 kids. She was in 5th grade at the time, and she just said, Mom, I don't feel well. I think I need you to come get me. And that's atypical of her. So I'm like, okay, I really probably should go pick her up. I said, go to the nurse's office and I'll be there shortly. So I continue to treat my patient, finish up my session. Fortunately, my boss is like my husband, right? We're each other's bosses. And I said, hey, my next patient, can you get them started? We live close. I can just run up to the school, come home, get her situated. Yes, at times our kids were maybe a little bit latchkey kids. They're very independent. But I'm like, I'll just finish up my day and I'll be back. So I went up to school and I walked in, and when I walked into the office and looked inside the nurse's office and saw my daughter sitting in there, she had a glazed look over herself and she didn't even recognize me. And I'm like, Claire. And she didn't respond to me and she couldn't speak. And immediately, I'm like in panic mode, telling the nurse, who's actually like the nurse assistant, they don't even have nurses anymore full-time in schools, call 911, this is a big deal, she's having a seizure or a stroke or an emergency, like, I don't know, call 911 now. So as I'm trying to get her to speak to me, and she's like, oh my God. Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, this is what I do, this is what we see. I'm just like, this can't be happening to me, this is my own daughter. Before I know it, I'm taking her into the bathroom and she's violently throwing up, and it was like, my head was in a whirlwind. I didn't know what in the world was happening. All I was just, 10 minutes ago thinking, let me take care of my patient. Let me wrap up the day and I'll just, drop her off at home and be right back. So next thing I know, we're in the ambulance, literally being whisked off to the hospital, and all these thoughts are running through my mind, and I'm like, this has always been me. I can't believe my mind and my thought was that my patients were more important than my own family. I've always given my all to everything in our clinic, and that's why we have had a great degree of success. But at the same point, I knew at that moment I was really out of balance with being able to really have more time with my kids and being, they're my priority, right? As they're all just growing up in a blink of an eye. So we're in the emergency room, and right? Like once you come in an ambulance, you're right on in. And I was just like a whirlwind. I'm like, this is what I do. I just can't believe this is happening. And I didn't know, does she have a brain tumor? Does she have, right? All these things are going through my mind. And we see the outcome, the unfortunate outcome at the end of that. And so I'm just thinking, I can't believe this is my story. And so we're admitted, they want to run tests on her. And the night we're admitted, now she's stable and she's no longer throwing up. They still don't know what's going on and what's caused this. She's now relatively calm and able to speak. But the next thing through my mind is, obviously I had called Arthur and said, I'm not coming back, cancel all the patients, and now we're admitted and cancel all my patients tomorrow. And so my next thought is, what's this gonna do to our income for the month? We're self-employed. I don't have vacation time. I don't have time off. We don't have a bank set aside of income. Yes, a day happens, But now I'm thinking, what if my child's in the hospital for days and weeks? What if there's something serious and I can't go back to work? And at that moment, I really asked myself, you know what? 2 years prior to that, we had been exposed to LifeVantage. We had said yes to this company, LifeVantage, I'm about to share with you. But I just didn't know what I had my hands on. I knew the product was a great product to help people. What I didn't know, of what I want to tell everybody, is the financial position that could change our lives forever. Forever. And put me in a position that I wouldn't have to go back to work. And I could have that balance of family and work life. But for the most of us, you know, whether it was 20 years ago or today, I don't know where you are in your life of retirement, but who in the middle of your earning years could have just walked away from your job and been okay financially? Anybody? Tough, right? So then what? It's always like, well, then what? So Arthur and I have really realized that this vehicle was something that was screaming at me. I knew I needed to do it. One, as you're going to see, these products have been changing lives for over 11 years with what they're doing inside people's body. And the outcome of our daughter's Claire's story is, come to find out, she was having severe migraines. And severe migraines are a neurological disorder that can present themselves as if you have an aura of a stroke or a seizure or a major neurological event. And these products have completely been able to eliminate that for her, which has been absolutely amazing. All of our kids have been in many different activities and they've all had some minor, some more not minor, other health issues. And I know that these products are activating their bodies and helping every single one. So, you know, with that, I just want to give yourself permission to take the next 30, 40 minutes to really listen to what this is. It may be something you feel in your life is something that you or your family or somebody that you know needs for these products in their life. You may also say, you know, I've been thinking about retirement coming up in 10 or 5 years, 10 years, whatever that may be, and I don't think I have enough to live on to retire. You might be thinking, I would really love to, I'm done working, but I'm always kind of struggling and don't have enough. Or I would always like to have more that I could actually give for a purpose and a passion and give to people to help, whether it be something small at your church or an organization you belong to, or whether that be something huge of a foundation that you start because you're capable and you have the financial means. Whatever that may be for you, honestly, this is a vehicle that could truly do that for you. So without further ado, you guys, we're gonna get started. I don't know, Arthur, do you have anything else you wanna free add, I think? All right, you guys, so we're gonna jump in about this company is, we're gonna talk about the Ultimate Biohacker's Guide in taking control of your own biology. The company itself is called LifeVantage. And the company now, we rolled into 2020, we've been around for 11 years. I absolutely love that because we are through the growing pains of a brand new company, right? Which is good and bad. But now we're on to huge, bigger, better things as we just finished closing Ringing the Bell on NASDAQ 2 weeks ago. So when you think people are taking a look at what the company is and why this company is skyrocketing, you're gonna see in a moment that this is just so different, okay? So why is it different? Well, people ask me all the time, okay, Kelly, what do I need a product for? Like I'm exercising, I eat well, I take care of myself. So isn't that all what we're supposed to do? And ultimately, yes, right? You guys would agree? Make sure we're monitoring the stress in our lives, everything like that. But this is the difference of the time we live in today than maybe the time 20, 30, 50 plus years ago or more. Is today, we are literally 24/7 being under attack. Our bodies are. Our bodies are being hijacked by all the pollutants out there, all the chemicals in the world, all the GMOs. Everybody's like trying to eat cleaner, trying to go, organic, trying to watch what you're cleaning your house with. But unfortunately, living in the world, we can't control it all. We are still bombarded with an attack on our bodies. We even see there's a big uproar in the city of Ladera because they're still watching people spray pesticides out, right? That have things that are so poisonous for us, for our children, for our pets. And so it's really pretty scary. So it's even today, even more so with like our cell phones and the EMFs, right? I mean, what we don't know today, we will know in 10 or 20 years. Truly the accumulation, it's not one thing. Wouldn't you guys agree? It's like the combination of everything that we're under attack. And what I know is I watch my friends and I watch my friends' children be sicker today than I ever knew when we were growing up, right? Do you guys ever remember your friends' moms having like autoimmune and chronic diseases and fatigue and cancers? I mean, I don't remember any of that. Or my friends. Who had friends that had a lot of medical issues? Do you guys remember all your friends having medical issues? So why today is it skyrocketing? Just because they can diagnose it? No. Truly, you guys, we are being hijacked. And so we're on the right track, but we need more. And that's honestly what we're talking about is we need to biohack. We need to take control of our own biology. Because today we know we can. We didn't know 20, 30, 50 years ago we could. That we know today. And we're doing it truly to optimize our genetic potential. And when I say optimize our genetic potential, I mean the genes that we were born with can be altered or changed how our body chooses to express them. They're like little switches in the body. Do you want this switch on or off? I know for me, I have a high prevalence of skin cancer in my family. I want that gene off. I have, my father at 69 died of cancer, the first in his whole lineage of family. I don't know how he got it, but all I know is I want that gene off, right? So we didn't even know that was possible for. Did you guys think when we were growing up, whatever that come through, Papa, whatever your parents had, this is my father-in-law, whatever your parents had, or your grandparents had, that maybe that would be your fate. I don't know what that is for you. Heart disease, diabetes, cancer, right? I don't know. But we were also kind of taught that, and we had to take the little past medical history of what's in your family. Well, now we know that 96% of our genes can be changed how they're expressed. There is only 4%, only 4% of your genes that are actually hardwired, meaning you cannot change. So do you think we have control? Yes, we have so much control, but we think like life will just happen to us, right? And most people live their life as if I can't control that, life will just happen. If I'm supposed to be overweight, I'll be overweight. If I'm supposed to be fatigued and have chronic fatigue, I will. If I'm supposed to have cancer, I'll just get cancer, right? No, we are 100% more in control of that than ever. And so the cool thing, you guys, is all we're doing is becoming our best self. Don't you want to be your best self? I want to be my best self for all these guys coming in the door. My son was carting our youngest off to lacrosse for me tonight, right? So great to have drivers in the house. But I want to be my best self for my kids, for my husband, for my father-in-law, for my mom who's in Arizona, for my patients, for my community I live in. I want to be my best self. So how am I going to do that? Well, today we're literally talking about nutrigenomics, meaning how nutrition, all natural plant-based products, can alter our genes, have an effect on our biology. It's that simple. But what we have our hands on, you're going to see, is so unique, because I wish I could say, go just eat a bunch of kale or blueberries and that's it, you'll be perfect. But actually, it's the synergy. And I think we're all understanding the synergy of things in life. It's the synergy of ingredients that unlock our body's own pathways, which is so different than what we've been used to thinking about just traditional vitamins and supplements. So with that, we're gonna just watch a 3-minute video. This video is about where LifeVantage began in the lab and where we have gone over the past 10, 11 years. So it's just gonna be very quick, but I'm gonna have you guys kind of take a look.
LifeVantage began in a lab with a single powerful scientific discovery. A discovery that proved that people around us have more capacity, potential, and ability within them than we had been led to believe. At LifeVantage, we can no longer accept the limits of the human condition. So we began introducing the world of biohacking. The idea that you can be better today than you were yesterday. That you can take control of your own biology. That your health doesn't have to decline as you get older. You don't have to simply accept the hand you've been dealt. In just a few short years, LifeVantage has brought biohacking to the mainstream, shortening the gap between cutting-edge scientific research and the customer. Every day in research labs around the world, we are learning how much more our bodies can do for us if we only flip the right internal switches. So we're creating products that flip those switches. And we're doing it with a dedication to quality and safety and a different approach to selling those products. Sure, we could have gone the expected route. Sold our products on big box shelves just like everyone else. In fact, at first we did just that. But we realized something. Our product sales were fueled by word of mouth and personal success stories, not marketing dollars. So we stopped paying big box stores and started paying our customers for what they were already doing, which allowed us to eliminate the gamble of traditional advertising in favor of performance-based payouts. And in the process, we ended up turning biohacking into a movement, empowering women, minorities, and all entrepreneurs to break societal barriers and realize what they're capable of, fueled by the power of a leveraged income. From 127 biohackers when we began to over 1 million in less than a decade, the movement has become a global phenomenon with no signs of slowing down. And our products aren't the only way we're investing in human potential. We're creating hardworking technology using AI, machine learning, and mobility to make it as easy to run a LifeVantage business as it is to take an Uber.
Welcome to the LifeVantage app.
Because of that first profound discovery, we are fiercely dedicated to helping others see what we have seen, to see the immense potential in those around us. It's an inspiring way to see the world. It's why the biohacker movement continues to grow at a blistering pace. It's why giving back to our communities is a fundamental core belief. It's why in a few short years we have expanded into 15 countries and counting and grown from one groundbreaking nutrigenomic product to over 20. It's why we now have relationships with CEOs, sports teams, and influencers. It's why LifeVantage has grown from $3 million in revenue our first year to closing in on $250 million. And it's why we will never stop. Because to change the way the world sees, you can't merely settle for different. You have to be better and engineer a world of potential in the process.
So truly, the company is the leader of biohacking. And who before you got introduced to this through LifeVantage, anybody ever hear the term biohacking before? A new term, right? It's actually in the dictionary. We got in the dictionary in 2018. But the interesting thing is, it's all new. So what I ask you, as we're gonna talk a little bit further, is if something was worth your time to either learn about or be a part of a movement, would you want to be the one to hear about it first? Or would you want to be the one to join after everybody knows about it? First? Everybody knows about it. First, right? You want to be first. So I'm going to talk about when Arthur and I took a look at, we saw the ABC investigative report. We're going to talk a little bit more about it. But what they refer to in the video is the very first nutrigenomic product, which was claimed to decrease oxidative stress, an average of 40% in 30 days. That's what they saw, and shockwaves got sent everywhere. Arthur and I saw that. We knew the product after we saw the research and everything as we researched, like, it holds its head. It's true. But what I didn't know is, as a busy mom of 4 kids, I was running my own clinic, of helping taking care of aging parents, being involved in a lot of other activities. I knew financially we needed to make a move. I knew I couldn't be a physical therapist forever. I knew we didn't have enough to retire to be able to provide for the kids heading to college and their future and our future. But I didn't know what else that would look like, right? Like, what else am I supposed to do? This is what I've done my whole life. I don't want to get another job. So if I was going to entertain the idea, because I knew the product was stellar, from a business standpoint, it had to meet other criteria for me. Like, who wants to just go waste their time? Anyone? None of us want to waste our time, right? So what was important to me is making sure that truly there was key components in place. So I'm going to tell you about them briefly, but then through the rest of the presentation, I want you to see, did we talk about these and did it meet the criteria? So the first one truly is timing and trends. And when we look at timing and trends, companies have timing, right? And we talk about that. It is pretty cool to maybe get in early. And believe me, there was a group of people that got in year 1 and year 2 of LifeVantage that are reaping the fruits of that today. And they're making 20, 40, 100 grand a month, right? But guess what? They took all the daggers and the arrows for us already. So here we are, 10, 11 years later, but guess what? How many people do you think you could go talk to in your community if you asked them, do you know the company LifeVantage? What would they say? No one. Have you heard of Protandim? No one. Have you heard of Activation? No one. So that means here we are so solid, but we have the world to share this with. And we are still the first in moving this forward and pioneering. Now, who would say, do you think when people made their New Year's resolutions this year, was wellness more on people's mind or less on people's mind? More on people's mind, right? And people are finding out they better take control of their own health, because I don't think our society is really taking care of us, right? Okay, so we agree. All right, so we're going to check timings and trends. Again, I needed to partner with a product and a company that was sound. When I was the director of a rehab hospital, unfortunately, the CEO of that company pulled an Enron scandal. And if anybody doesn't know that, basically you overestimate the earnings of the company, and so your stock plummets. Every single hospital got audited. It was the worst time ever. So I needed to know, this company that I'm partnering with, it's Arthur and my name on our private practice and our business. We could not risk partnering with a company that did not have 100% legitimacy. And so being publicly traded, and now today, not only are we publicly traded, but institutions around the world are investing in us, like BlackRock, more financial institutions, thank you, Morgan Stanley. That goes on and on. That, to Arthur and I, was a huge confidence builder, and this company is only going up. And the leadership in this company, just like anything, if you're gonna run a rehab hospital where I came from, I need my CEO to know rehab, right? And have run rehab and been successful at rehab. If you're gonna take on any entity, you wanna know who's driving the ship, that they've had experience and a record to prove. And our CEO has done just that with several other companies, even starting them from scratch to over $2 and $3 and $5 billion companies. So that was pretty cool. And the last 2 components of one, I wanted to know, am I gonna make money? The last thing we all need is to spin our wheels being busy, but really not making much money. Or what I really knew, if I was gonna entertain the industry of network marketing, I wanted to have the ability to create leverage. right? So as I built, it could leverage so that income would come in month after month after month because we have a consumable product that everybody needs, can't get anywhere else. And so that was important to us. And then lastly, Arthur and I went to school for a long time to become physical therapists, and I went back and got my master's in business. So I didn't know anything about the industry of network marketing. This is technically our first rodeo gig, whatever you want to say, in the field. So I did know I needed to be educated because that's what made me successful as a physical therapist. Arthur and I had a mentor for years for us to become experts in doing what we do. I wanted to have an expert or a mentor that I could learn from, and that's exactly what you'll find. The really blessing in all of it is we just spend a lot of our money in our other education, and here, the culture of the company wants every single person to succeed, that everybody mentors and helps, literally out of their hearts, gives time for free. Like, it's nothing I've ever seen before. So with that, I'm gonna briefly tell you guys about and introduce the products a little more, and then I'm gonna have Arthur tell you guys really about this business. So with that, this is where I said we all started. ABC News went in 2005, which I feel like is so long ago now, right? But in 2005, they went in because the claim was on the flagship product, Protandim NRF2, it could reduce oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. That's what Arthur and I saw. And we knew there's a direct link to over 200 diseases to oxidative stress.
Does everyone
Wait a
understand
minute.
what oxidative stress is? Just to make sure we're all on the same page. You know, like when you cut an apple in half and you leave it on the counter for 20 minutes, it turns brown, right?
So, and it's rusting, aging, right? It's bad stuff, right? And so in that aging process, literally, if John Quinones went on national television to prove it wrong, and the opposite happens, that in 14 days, his oxidative stress decreased by 45%, Arthur and I were like, okay, wait, really? By taking this pill, you can decrease your risk potentially of over 200 diseases by 40%? That's a no-brainer. We're like, are you kidding me? Why wouldn't I make this an insurance policy? Arthur says it's our cellular insurance policy. Like we have insurance for everything else, right? Truly, it's because either you're gonna pay for your health today or down the road. You choose, right? I mean, that's really the bottom line. So, at that time, we were on store shelves, and that's what that video alluded to. We took the traditional route, and we were on store shelves. You could go to GNC and pharmacies, and you could buy it. But unfortunately, like you're hearing today, there's a story behind this. It's like really important that people understand the background and the story. This is unlike anything else. Because everybody else, if you go to a party that maybe sells jewelry, or prepaid legal, or maybe essential oils, people are familiar. Would you guys not agree? You're familiar with that. You know where to categorize that and place that and what it does. It's hard to categorize this and place this because it's new. And so they pulled it off store shelves, kicking and screaming, the scientific board truly, but they realized they really didn't have any other choice. And they went into direct marketing in 2009. So that's why now we've been in business a little over 10 years, and it's been flourishing because of this story that we have. So our flagship product, Protandim, was studied by many of these universities, all of these universities actually, and more. And so what I tell everybody is, you know, we all fall to the fact that we know like vitamins and supplements are supposed to be good because maybe our grandmother said take vitamin C or take this, or we drink our celery drinks today, or whatever it is. But did you go do any research on any of that? No. Michelle had chicken soup tonight, kind of, a modified version, and she felt good, right? Like our parents and grandparents said, it's take this. Arthur's grandmother, right? Like, I'll make you soup and you'll be fine. We didn't go research it. We just trusted those who loved us. Well, here, literally research has been done, not only just in the United States, but around the world, to prove this all-natural product is doing what it says it does. So that's why Arthur and I were so compelled with this company.
What really is blowing me away is that beyond the research that's been done on our product, Big Pharma is now chasing this technology. Big Pharma is spending hundreds of millions of dollars to produce drugs to do what our all-natural product already does. And where their product can cost tens of thousands of dollars a year, ours costs tens of dollars a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, and what we have is far more effective than anything they've been able to produce to this point.
Absolutely. So our first product, you guys, when we look at this whole new realm of activation, okay? And when I say activation, I just want to put in very, very general terms so we can understand what is truly the difference of supplementation, because that's what we've known our whole lives. That's what still gets advertised to us, right? And that's what we see in every store is all the supplements. So what really is the difference between supplementation versus activation? Because we are the leader in this tri-synergizer of what's called these 3 activating products. So follow me for a moment. If I take our first product, which is NRF2, Protandim NRF2, and we said, right, that we can decrease oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. It upregulates genes. We're talking about nutrigenomics, gene expression, and flipping switches. So, to flip a switch, you need the pathways to be turned on to become powerful. So, traditionally, if we go back to supplementation, and if you would take like blueberries, kale, acai, vitamin C, whatever you want to say, okay? We take it because why? That supplement of an antioxidant is supposed to do what? Fight off what in our bodies? A free radical, that's right, okay?
Liberal terrorists.
Okay, that's right. A bad guy. To make it very, very simple, the good guy comes in to fight a bad guy in our body. But here's the problem. The battle going on in our bodies today, we don't have 1 or 10 or 100 bad guys. We have trillions of bad guys. And that's why we all talked about the disease and things like that is all on the rise. Our bodies are not prepared to fight off trillions of free radicals and just eat our way out of it. It cannot happen. You'd need like a stadium of blueberries, or you'd need to eat like 360 oranges a day. I mean, it's not possible. So that's supplementation. It's fighting things off at ratios of 1 to 1. When we're talking about activation, when your body can activate pathways in the body, your ability to fight that battle now is fighting that battle, in this case, up to 1,000,000 to 1 per second, every second. And that's why some people have said, oh my gosh, how can this be possible that I am sleeping better, feeling better, less pain, more joyful, whatever that may be, so quickly? But it's because it's chomping off at the battle with huge, huge power. It's as if this house goes up in smoke, right, up in flames.
Please no.
Okay, Brenda's husband's actually a retired firefighter, and what if, Christy in her glass of water says, it's okay, you guys, I can put out that fire with my cup of water. Would you guys feel like the house is safe?
No.
No. But what if all of a sudden, in every single room of this house, a fire hose came out and started blasting the fire? Does that make you feel a little bit better that fire is going to get put out? Yeah. So that's what activation does versus supplementation. So people see a pill and a bottle, right? So they think this is just another vitamin or supplement. This is an activator. So we're trying to make our message very simple to let people know we're on the cutting edge of something so different. This is not what you're used to thinking. So follow us when we say it's literally taking your genetic code and flipping switches to change your health span. All right, so what I really love about this product is one, it's just a very small amount of 5 herbal ingredients in the perfect combination. But what it's doing is upregulating not only what we talked about, your antioxidants, okay, but it's also upregulating your own body's anti-inflammatory system, and it's also helping with your detoxification system. So would you guys not agree that two of the biggest topics everybody are talking about are our bodies are full of inflammation, okay, and we need to get rid of inflammation, and our bodies are full of toxins, and we need to detox and get rid of them. You have literally the silver bullet in your hands. This is what this is doing. It's so big. So our second Protandim product is Protandim NRF1. This activates a different pathway. It upregulates your mitochondria. And in a nutshell, you guys, you don't need to know the science. You just need to know your body needs energy to work. Can we all agree on that? Yeah, our body needs energy to work. The energy, the workhorses, okay, is your ATP, the powerhouse of the cell, okay? That's your mitochondria. It makes your ATP. It gives us the energy. So you want great mitochondria or tired and sleepy and lethargic and dysfunctional mitochondria? We want a great mitochondria, right? And so again, what I talked about in the very beginning of being hijacked, everything that we're being exposed to is fighting our mitochondria, is making it harder for them to work, is turning them on the flip side to the fact that in the medical community today, they're talking about dysfunctional mitochondria may be one of the leading indicators for people of why cancer is on the rise, okay? So it is really that big. If you want to protect yourself from getting cancer, you've got to have mitochondria working beautifully. Then our newest Protandim activator product is what is called Protandim NAD Synergizer. Again, you do not need to know the science, but what you need to know about the product is that it creates longevity. It flips the switches of genes to activate the health benefits to keep us healthier longer. So let me ask you this. If you think in your mind the picture of somebody that's, say, 80 or 90 years old, do you quickly think of the fountain of youth? No, right? But actually, what if age is just a number and you could truly live youthful until your old age? Wouldn't that be kind of cool, right? That's actually what we're talking about. Flipping your genes to literally create health benefits so that you're healthy through your lifespan. It may increase your lifespan. We'll see about that in the future because people are talking about that today. The people that are born today, there's somebody born that's going to live into 120, maybe even 150. People are projecting our lifespan is going to continue. We'll see, right? But I think number one, no matter how old we want to live, could we all agree that we want to stay the healthiest the longest possible? Yes, hands down. And many of us, with our parents or in our communities, are seeing the effects of people that aren't. Agree?
Yes.
And it makes it very, very hard. So with that, truly that is Protandim's the tri-synergizer of the Protandim family of activating pathways in the body to help us turn our genes back on to function optimally. Because wouldn't you guys say that honestly, our bodies are the miracle? The body is the miracle. It just needs to be given the right things. That's really it. So what I love is we've really addressed the three biggest theories of aging today. The oxidative stress theory of aging, the mitochondrial theory of aging, and the sirtuin theory of aging. And actually, why this is so big today is because who's heard of intermittent fasting or caloric restriction? So there's health benefits. So when the research went in to find out what are the health benefits and why, they found it was activating the family of proteins in the body to turn on these longevity genes. And so the question was, if you don't just intermittent fast or caloric restrict, which means a lot, meaning you're reducing your calories by like 60% or more, okay, we can't sustain that, right? So if you're getting these health benefits, why? And can we do this another way? Can you activate these pathways in the body differently? And yes, we can, and we are leading that in this activation. So I just want to share one last slide with you guys about these 3 activator products. They kind of now, they can come in bottles, or I really love these brand new little daily sachets that you can take, and then they're with you on the road, your daily dose. It's fantastic. So this is the research of gene expression. We talked about the flipping switches, right? So these 2 represent a gene, these 2 represent a gene, and so forth. So these are different genes in the body. So when you look at these 2 here, it says Protandim NRF2. If you just take this flagship product, Protandim NRF2, it activates these genes by 40% and 51%. So that's great. That's your inflammation, your antioxidant. To activate that by 50%, amazing. So what LifeVantage never thought would happen is then they researched the same exact gene, but when you take all 3 together, when you take this daily dose together, when you take all 3, this same gene for antioxidant detoxification now goes up by 78%. When you take all 3 together, your inflammatory response now goes from 51% to 848%. You guys, inflammation is the big baddie. Inflammation is what everybody is talking about. Inflammation is leading to so many diseases. So are you kidding me? By taking this combination, it upregulates this by 848%. Give it to me now, right? I mean, that's the crazy thing. The power of this is amazing. People just are so busy in their world, they can't stop to truly listen to what this is and how powerful this is. So that happens with every gene that's being expressed. When taken together, the power of it goes up exponentially with synergy. So we do have a few other product lines, but everything is based on activation. So in the next 2 minutes, I'm just gonna run through a couple other products. So the company understands that probiotics, gut health, who's heard your microbiome and gut health, right? Everyone's talking about that. It's critical. And LifeVantage recognize that, but all I'll say is what they also recognize is most probiotics on the market aren't really getting to the gut. They're being destroyed by your stomach acids. So they patented a coating called BioTrack that allows it to pass through the stomach acids and get to the small and large intestine where it needs to go. All right, best on the market. You may have your own that you love, I don't know, but I'll not stop taking this. They also talk about an omega. Arthur9, dealing what we deal with people with brain health and brain health issues, is every single cell in the body matters. And how every single cell communicates to each other matters. People just want to feel better. I know that. They really could care less about what's happening at the cellular level, but it actually matters. We all need omega-3s. Yes, can you go buy it at Costco and get a whole bunch of it? Yes. But what you're buying really is probably not doing much good. And all I can say is you want the best of the best sourced. So knowing of where LifeVantage is going, they will never stop short of creating a product that's second to none. And so they went out and literally you can go bite this, tastes like lemon lime, there's no fishiness because it's from the best fisheries in the cold waters of Norway and Alaska. So incredible. And then Smart Energy, or what you'll call a nootropic or a brain health drink. This is all about executive functioning. I think we can all agree that at times during the day, our brain starts to slow down or not fire and function as well as it can. They recognize this. They took the same technology of NRF2 activation and put it into a drink. Those of you that want it, it's in the pitcher now. No one's drinking it tonight. Everybody should. That's decaf version, so drink away. But so yes, so Brenda, you want to maybe pour a few glasses for people? But honestly, the brain is not looking for caffeine and sugar. But right? That's what everybody reaches for, caffeine and sugar, okay? I just took our kids up to Winter Formal, and all the kids are all drinking Red Bull and Monster and 5-Hour Energy, okay? They're looking for this brain pick-me-up feeling. So imagine if you could feel good about what you're drinking and you could feel good about what you're giving your kids as something that's all natural, that's truly activating the brain at a level to make your brain connect for more focus, concentration, clarity. Well, this is exactly what happened to this little 9-year-old little boy. This is an example at school. This is his neatness, organization, and clarity. This, on the right-hand side, is 2 weeks of taking an Axio 1 a day and the Protandim product. So that's the change in his brain organization. I know running a household, who wants to just like organize better? Who wants to like not be forgetful and have focus and clarity, right? This is what you're gonna get. And here's the really great thing. And again, we could go on and on about products. Arthur and I could talk for days about this, but I want you guys to really get to the business because that's what actually is extra cool. Is these products have a cumulative effect. Meaning, if you take them day after day after day after day, you'll get a greater benefit and a greater benefit and a greater benefit and a greater benefit. So it's amazing that this is so powerful that actually can happen in the body. So physique is a weight management line. I think we would all agree there's a direct relationship to obesity today, especially that toxic abdominal fat and health, right? So they have a way to fight that off. And then lastly, we're talking about, oh, here's pictures. Oh my gosh, pictures are worth 1,000 words. But lastly, we're going to talk about the skin and the scalp, right? The skin is the largest organ of the body. And in the beginning, when I showed you all those universities around the world, one of them was LSU. And LSU was studying the link of oxidative stress and melanoma skin cancer. So when they saw that ABC primetime report that could reduce oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days, they said, can we research this product and see the relationship to melanoma skin cancer? They did just that, and they found that by taking Protandim, the pill, orally, it broke the link to melanoma skin cancer by up to 50% in size and multiplicity. So they came back to the company and said, you're onto something so big. If you take all the benefits of taking this and now put it into a skincare line, that would be amazing. Well, that's what they did, and we're the only Nrf2 activating skincare line in the United States. It's unbelievable. And again, a few pictures, and the scalp is just an extension of the skin. So when we're talking about ingredients, and us for women, even more ingredients, whether it's skincare, hair care, beauty care, most of all of our products are toxic and have a lot of really bad ingredients. And so these are top of the line, non-toxic. You can check them out on an app called Think Dirty. They are the cleanest you're gonna find. It's absolutely unbelievable. So you guys, honestly, you can choose your level of biohacking. And what Arthur and I say to everybody is, we're here to educate. You may like to product for you, product for your family, or in this you may be thinking, I would love to share this with others. And honestly, if all we have to do is share, right? We're not trying to sell or push, we're just trying to share. If we can educate other people and make some extra money along the way, honestly, nobody knows about this. What Wall Street says is, if you're over the age of 40, most likely one opportunity to change your financial future has already passed you by.
You make it 2 in your life.
And you may only get 2. And I will tell you, what you're looking at is truly something that has the ability to change your financial future forever, where this company is positioned, where these products are positioned, and where we are internationally and around the world. This honestly is an opportunity now that I want to share with everybody, because even if people are financially set, I've never met a millionaire that wouldn't like to make another millionaire. Make another million, right? Or I think all of us would agree that even if you don't need money today, would you love to have more money to give to another cause? Or pass on something generational to possibly your children? That's what you're looking at today. So that's what I want to have Arthur show you, how easy this business is and why LifeVantage truly is that vehicle. So Dave, come on up, because we're not going to be sitting. So maybe we'll just swap.
And guys, I'm gonna make this pretty quick here, but Kelly said you may not need money today. I might challenge that, because honestly, I mean, we've got some friends and neighbors here in Ladera Ranch who make a lot of money. But as quickly as they make it, that money could disappear. They could lose their job tomorrow and suddenly not have that income. Okay, so
we need to plan for the future. Well, Kelly always tells me you got to dig the well before you're thirsty. You can't wait till you're thirsty to start digging for water, right? So you got to have that money put away or that stream of income coming in before you actually need it. So why LifeVantage? Well, remember we looked at all those characteristics necessary for an ideal business opportunity. You know, Kelly's talked about timings and trends. You know, one of the things we've talked about products now, and the third category was compensation, money. Most of us in life work for linear income, right? We work for an hour, we get paid for that hour, right? You don't work, you don't get paid. Kelly and I take time off in a couple weeks here to go to Cancun.
They don't get paid.
We will not only make no money, it actually costs us to go away.
Yeah.
You know, because we still have overhead, we still have bills that have to be paid. And you may do this for 40, 50, 60 years, trading time for money, hoping that at the end of it, you might actually be able to retire. But 95% of those working for linear income cannot retire at the age of 65. And in fact, I'm probably not too far behind some of those in the room, but for me, and I'll be 52 this year, I cannot claim 100% Social Security until I'm 72. Okay? So that means I've got another 20 years, okay, that I have to do something before the government says we'll help you. Oh, and by the way, in the next 4 years, they're either going to have to cut Social Security by 25% for everybody or raise the minimum age to 80. Because Social Security is running out of money. Scary, okay? Conversely, there's something called leverage income. And that's what LifeVantage offers, that by partnering with like-minded individuals, you can build a team, you can build a network of customers, a network of distributors, and in a 2 to 5 year time, build an asset that continues to pay you month after month. Do you know what the average American needs in a retirement asset in order to be able to retire? $2 million. $2 million earning 3% interest will pay you $60,000 a year, which is $5,000 a month. Now that might be great in Dayton, Ohio, but $5,000 a month ain't gonna go too far in Southern California, okay? Today, our economy is so different than it was 20 and 30 years ago when we were growing up. I mean, with the advent of companies like Uber and Airbnb, HelloFresh, Stitch Fix, Amazon, Facebook, we run our whole lives from a cell phone. Your cell phone today is more powerful than supercomputers in the 70s, right? People have been able to leverage this technology into business models, and that's what LifeVantage is offering as well. It's literally a laptop lifestyle that you can operate from anywhere. Now, I had no idea, as this is my first rodeo, as Kelly said, in network marketing, how big network marketing is as an industry. Turns out network marketing is the second largest industry worldwide. It's second only to professional sports. And in last year, we topped over $200 billion as an industry in global sales. That's huge, huge. So, timing. Kelly talked about the fact that our company is now almost 11 years old. And that's actually good news. But you say, Arthur, it's only the people who get in at the beginning that are going to make the money. It's okay, this is still the beginning, okay? Look, 80% of businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years. We're past 3 to 5 years. We are still here, and we've gone from losing $2 million a year to doing $230 million in global sales. But we're also not too late. If you look at some of the big network marketing companies out there like Amway, which did $9 billion in sales last year, Avon, $6 billion, Herbalife, $5 billion. They've been around for anywhere from 45 to 100 years. Okay? And if you're going to start an Amway business today, not only do you have a lot of other people doing Amway, but you got a lot of other places where people can get the same product.
Similar.
Sometimes the same, yeah. According to the Direct Sales Association, it takes about 150,000 distributors in every marketplace you're in for your business to hit critical mass, and it's critical mass at which then your company will experience momentum and 80% growth. Where does LifeVantage sit today? We have about 80,000 active distributors worldwide. That's it. Okay? We are literally still in our infancy. There is so much room for anyone coming in today to still get to the top of this company. And the leaders of our company tell us that actually those that will be the biggest earners in LifeVantage are not even in the company yet. So it's truly the perfect meld of a laptop lifestyle, social sharing. You don't need a physical location. There's no inventory that you have to store. It's not like the old days at Amway that you had to have a garage full of, your product that you're then having to deliver to everybody. No, it's all e-commerce. People order online, it's shipped directly to them. You don't deal with anything except receiving your money on the 15th of every month, right? You know what? That's pretty darn nice. So everyone has a replicated website with an online shopping portal. You can actually, when you have someone who's interested in product, you can send them a shopping cart. I just did that today for somebody. As I said, we're building networks of distributors and consumers. And to get started, it's $50 for the start kit, and then you choose a product pack. And it's literally just product. Okay? So people often want to know, and you should know, if I'm getting into a business. Why? Because I want to get paid. How do we get paid? I'm not going to go into the details of that right now. There's beautiful short videos that will explain it in detail. There's actually about 6 different ways we get paid. And one of the really intriguing ones is when you get to the upper ranks of the company, there's something called an elite bonus pool, where it's literally like a global profit sharing, where LifeVantage takes 4% of global commissionable sales, and it's held aside and shared every month between the top 4 ranks of the company. I'll tell you, Kelly and I are running to share in this, okay? This pool is growing faster than the number of people sharing in it. And like this first 1% that's shared from the 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s is running about a bonus of about $1,300 a month. The 8s, 9s, and 10s is another $3,000 to $5,000. The 9s and 10s can be between $7,000 and $9,000. And that Pro 10 bonus has been running about $35,000 a month. That's not too shabby.
That's only one of the ways you get paid.
Yeah, one of the ways. So, people have said to me, but Arthur, do people really make money in LifeVantage? Well, one of the things that I think is really cool about LifeVantage, and one of the reasons why I said yes, is because it's a publicly traded company. All of our business dealings are 100% transparent. This was our income disclosure statement for fiscal year 2018-2019. It shows the ranks of distributors, and over here shows the monthly average earned at each level. So let me ask you, what would an extra $1,400 a month do for you? If you had $1,400 a month, every month, on the 15th of every month, showing up in your bank account, would that be helpful? I would be like, no thanks, I don't need that. No, you keep it, Arthur, I don't really need it. No, I mean, it helps, right? I mean, there are a lot of places that's your mortgage payment, right? It's certainly going to pay off a lot of bills, or it's going to contribute to that retirement plan, whatever that may be, right? Kelly and I have reached the rank of Premier Pro 6. Average monthly income Pro 6, $6,200 a month. So I want to take you back for a moment to my story of the average American needing $2 million in retirement assets. Kelly and I do not have $2 million in retirement assets.
Yeah.
But by leveraging this business, we have created a monthly income as if we had $2 million in the bank earning 3% interest. That's powerful. That's really, really powerful. And our friend Michael Epstein, who shared this with us 6 years ago, actually 8 years ago, but we said yes 6 years ago. He's now an Elite Pro 8. 6 years ago, he was earning where we are today. As an Elite Pro 8, his average income runs almost $25,000 a month. What do you think that does for you? That's life-changing. I mean, that's the sort of income that can bring Kelly home. That's the sort of income where we could stop beating ourselves up every day, right? And it goes from incredibly great retirement money to what I call redunculous. I happen to know that the leaders in this company are now earning very close to $250,000 a month. Yeah. Wild. So, when we look at these key components, let's check them off, right? Can we say that the timings and trends have been validated? Absolutely. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ, our ticker's LFVN. Products and company, validated by the National Institute of Health, okay? It's the only all-natural product that's actually been clinically proven to extend the median lifespan of male mice by 7%. Hello? Okay. Compensation plan, well, you just saw we actually make money. And we've got the mentorship and systems. I mean, this is the only place, as Kelly said, that I've ever seen that people will give of themselves to share with you and teach you how to do this business. It's really a blessing. So, I mean, with that, you may be asking yourself, well, can I do this? The answer is yes, you can. Okay? Most people, when they look at it, they're thinking, can I do this? Is it worth my time? Okay? And what's truly in it for me? Well, can you do it, and what's in it for you? This could change your health. This could change your finances. Can you do it? Yes. And is it worth your time? Well, what's your time worth? I will tell you in all honesty, when you first join a company like this, you will be underpaid for the work you put in. Absolutely. But in the end, you will be ridiculously overpaid for the time you're putting in. Okay? As you leverage and build that team and link arms with people. So, I mean, guys, this is really what it's about. Kelly and I are super passionate and excited about what we have our hands on. We absolutely are crazy about the science, and I could talk your ear off for months about the science behind these products. What I'm truly becoming just an absolute raving fanatic about is the business model. Because I'm close to the end of my career than the beginning of it. Okay? This is the second marriage for Kelly and I. And before we got together, my divorce put me in a very, very bad spot. It's amazing that this woman agreed to marry me with the amount of debt I had. Because paying $3,500 a month in interest-only payments on credit cards was crippling. I ended up going through a bankruptcy. And when I couldn't even have my name on the deed of the first house we owned together, because my credit could not be used to qualify for that mortgage, that's incredibly emasculating and humbling. And I realized during that 7 years of recovery that you cannot wait until you're broke to start building another stream of income. Do it now. I am so blessed that I had a career in which I could continue to make good income on a daily and weekly and monthly basis. But now I'm able to share something that I think is so vitally important to every human being to change the future of their health span and give them a different and better life. And by doing that, I can create an income that also pays me. That's freaking exciting.
And I think you guys we're all looking for community, right? Community is actually, they're saying, in longevity and to keep us healthy and help prevent neurodegenerative diseases, is building community. So many of us are in groups together, right? Kareem and I are in a couple of networking groups and a salad in a jar group that are fun. But honestly, you guys, imagine. Yes, it's fun. Anyways, none of them pay us. But imagine if all the friends that we make in our community, we just link arms and do this together. Do you know what a profound impact we can have together in health and in changing all of our finances forever? It's huge. So we're really building a friend community as we're helping build all of our lives together, and LifeVantage is honestly the vehicle that's taking us there. So it's so cool.
So guys, thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you for being with us. And if you have any questions at all, we are here. We're here to answer them.
Yes, thank you.